Hey guys, Noah here. So, I just watched Kamen Rider Drive versus Kamen Rider Drive X Kamen Rider Ghost Super Movie Genesis Warfare Infinite stuff. And for having my favorite Kamen Rider in it, it's easily the second worst crossover of the Kamen Rider movies I've ever watched. Easily the first worst is Wizard versus Ghost. Oh, I barely remember it. It's something to do to me, because I just got done watching it like not even 5 minutes ago, so I'm just shooting this right now. To me, this is like the Batman v Superman of the Kamen Rider movies. It's like, you know it's terrible, but you enjoy some parts of it. Like, here, if I had to sum up this movie, it's basically it's basically that Kamen Rider Den-O movie that came out during Decade, when Decade was running in, and it said Kamen Rider Den-O, the movie featuring Decade. It's basically that, except Kamen Rider Ghost, the movie featuring Drive, except Drive's in there much longer than Decade was in the Den-O movie. And if you haven't noticed already, which is probably, I don't know why I haven't, I am not as like happy-go-lucky, if you could say that. I'm like pissed a little, to be honest, because that movie was bad. But I liked it. Like, I liked elements of it. One thing, the captain, I can't remember his name. The captain and the sage, that was the best. Actually, I'm just gonna go in order. Okay. So it starts off with a just random, like, I'm gonna call them Gamma Commanders. Sorry. Gamma Commanders, whatever, robbing a bank. And this is basically, I feel like this movie, like, influences the show before, in the ways that we all, at least I liked a bunch before those things happened. It did it, like, in a bad way. So it's basically, the show's Marvel and the movie's DC. For those who aren't a connoisseur of Kamen Rider movies and are of DC Marvel movies. So it's just a random Ganama commander robbing a store, and he's especially in a lot more motion than I am a soldier of. They haven't said who the king was at this point, so. So Akari and Onari appear, and like, oh, this must be paranormal. So somehow Takeru runs on the corner, just regular Toku stuff. Somehow they're in there in an instant. That part doesn't bother me. So Takeru sees him, but no one else does at this point. I guess since she didn't want to look weird or probably potentially get arrested, Akari didn't bring her that gas gun with her. So yeah. And at this point, I don't think they had Benki. I think they only had up to Spectres in it, so I think up to Nobunaga Momo. I can't. Nogama. I'm honest. So, they don't have the spider lamp yet. So she doesn't shoot it yet because I don't think she has it. So he steals the stuff, and then poof. I really don't remember what happens there. I just watched the movie too. So it's basically, then it cuts to like a big room of the first division of, I don't remember what city Drive was based in. I don't remember if they ever said it. It's basically that, and since, if you haven't watched Drive yet, which, come on, I mean, I might be biased since it's my favorite, but you should really watch it. It's basically the first division, so it's like, I mean, I don't know how the police system works. I don't know if it's different in Japan than America. Even at the same time, I don't know if there's like a division and then parts of it, A, B, C, D. Yeah. So I guess like it's Tamari. I'm sorry, I'm messing up my favorite writer's name. Tamari and that captain guy. I remember not really I liked him, but like, in the series, but in this movie he just kind of got a little annoying. They're basically there, like, he said, we're who wants this? who wants to volunteer for solving a case of like a spree of horrific murders? It will be quite dangerous job, and all of the police officers are just like, whoa, what the? We don't want to do this. None of them does it. So, and then after a while, Kiriko, I think I'm saying that right. After like that meeting, Kiriko like wants Tamari and the captain guy. I guess they just split up at some point. Tamari's just walking the halls. I guess going to something else. Kiriko arrests him like usual, which is really funny to see, and I like that. And he brings him to the captain's office. In Iguani? That's probably the closest one I can get. I think it's Urban Night. So he basically explains we've been following some sort of paranormal activity because we can't see a suspect. And the things we notice the most is these two people are always here at every crime scene. It's basically Akari and Onari, if it wasn't obvious enough. So they identify them, and I guess they find that they're at the den. They said it multiple times in the movie. It's like Denkaideko. Look, I'm half Asian, but I'm not half Japanese. I'm half Thai, so even if it was Thai, I'd probably not even. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I shouldn't be doing this. So it's where was I? Oh yeah. So Kiriko and Tamari go to the what's it called? The temple, and they somehow confront what's it called? Akari and Nari, and they're just sitting there just talking about, oh yeah, I think they said we're investigators of this, and like Akari is like, or Nari is like, I remember when the series Ghost first started, I always got their names confused, but now I'm perfectly good at it, and at the same time watching something from the original thing got me super confused. If that got you super confused, we're all super confused here. Okay, that was horrible. So then I guess the Ganma commander shows up somehow, undetected, but at the same time, Onari detects the commander and just started punching random spots, and then the commander is just like laughing his ass off or something like that. I don't know. I think, or he's like bent down, like kind of like that when you don't know what it is or something like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like imagine this is a face. It's like, this is really funny, and then we're supposed to be mortal enemies or something like that. This is really funny. I know it is. Stuff like, and then they don't realize it's each other until that, except Tamari and Kiriko, and everyone else doesn't realize that the Ganma commander is right next to them. So and at the same time, the Ganma commander, if I didn't mention this already, is basically a thief. That's basically his motif, which this is trying to be a heist film, except it skips the heist. My best description of it, besides the Batman v Superman part. So it's basically he stole the Musashi icon. So then Takari just comes running out saying, give me back the icon, and then Kiriko and Tamari just call him suspicious, so they just start following him, because at this point, Takaru and the commander just fight, and the commander says, I don't like fight, even though at this point he doesn't have Tokan boot. I just realized something. Okay, Javel is basically, at the same time, was the commander at this point. Or not really at this point. And he kicked Spectre and Ghost's asses in that form. It took Ghost to get freaking, what's it called? Token boost to at least defeat him. I mean, I think it actually did kill him when we killed the spirit. That part isn't really explained yet, so yeah. But in this movie, Ghost is holding his own. I mean, I guess he doesn't like fighting, so he's not skilled enough or something like that. I guess that makes somewhat sense. Wow, this. I swear, if I start ending up liking this by the end, I'm gonna hurt somebody. So, they miss a perfect opportunity at this point. Ghost transforms. Let's go, Kakigo, go, 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 Ghost. And you know who is watching? Tomorrow. And you know, Takeru isn't using Masashi, Newton, Edison, can't use Masashi. Green Arrow, or Robin Hood, or Billy the Kid, pretty sure he has at this point. He's using Ore Damashi. And you wanna know what Kiriko and Tomari saw when they both individually saw Ghost? Ore Damashi. I mean, except for Kiriko when he was Ore Damashi, then he switched to Newton Damashi, so there's that. That's the missed opportunity. My biggest gripe with the Kamen Rider crossover films, it's basically it's like basically cuts into 3 parts. One part is whatever Kamen Rider here. Next part is another Kamen Rider. Then it's basically them fighting the villain and fighting together. It's basically they barely ever get any character development together, which since Drive and Ghost met at the same time. The last episode was basically just saying Ghost, 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 Ghost. I don't have a Ghost poster yet. Ghost. That's my biggest problem with this film. You can even call that. These aren't even movies / films. They're just hour-long episodes just to sell more toys. Which, I mean, it's brilliant. It's just tactic. I mean, some of them are enjoyable. I mean, this film is enjoyable. It's really disappointing. They could have done so much better with this. And they didn't even get anything good with the freaking anything. I'm gonna get to that later. So, he watches them transform, and they start fighting, Takeru and Ben Commander start fighting, and then I think, I'm pretty sure Tomorrow is like, oh, I'm ready to transform, oh, I don't have belts on. So Go appears all of a sudden, and he has 2 mock drivers, Signal Mock, and Dead Heat. Shift Dead Heat. Does that mean there's 2 Dead Heat now? Does that mean we can have Dead Heat Mock and type Dead Heat at the exact same time? I mean, at least with the mock drivers, it's at least possible because they could have could have at least forgotten about the data that he gave. I just saw her name too. Rena. She probably could have. Yeah, and Go even said that's where he got the belts from. So, I mean, if anything, belts on his fault. Even though I like the sentient belts a lot, they're a lot of fun. I love it. Cool. So it's good. Fatty fell off the bridge. At this point, since they don't have any, Akari hasn't blown the magic pixie dust at them. That makes everyone see everything. Go just sees Takeru just swinging at the air and just assumes out of nowhere that he's the villain. Which, if anything, that doesn't fit his character at all. If anything, his reaction should be like, what the heck is this? Or something like that. I'm not an actor, clearly not. So I can't give you a best description on it. Well, I mean, at the same time, it would have been better if he was a lot more hot-headed in this movie, if that makes any sense. Because, if anything, he should have been either really depressed or sulking, or really hot-headed and smiling. At this point, he was just in the middle, and it wasn't interesting at all. He wasn't like, oh, come on, when is this ever gonna end? Or, Chase, I hope I make you proud, or something like that. He wasn't even like that. Or he wasn't like he did his catchphrases like, searching, eradicating, all done at Mach speed, Kamen Rider Mach. Yeah, he did that. That's basically the closest I've ever did. And if you know me, you know when Mach was first, my very favorite rider of Kamen Rider Drive is Mach when he first appeared. Other than that, it's all Tamari. Like Chase, it's basically Tamari, Chase, and Mock. If Mock always stayed up that happy-go-lucky that I loved him for, he would have been my favorite ever drive. But nope, he just said, "Oh, you're letting Chase be a comrade, a good guy now. Not going to be fun anymore. Oh, please give me a new form. I don't. I mean, even though that was kind of true, I'm tired of just mocking dead heat. I mean, at least that part was true, but yeah, that's my biggest gripe of Drive. So, Takaru go and Takaru fight for a bit, and then go throws the extra mock driver and dead heat. But at this point, Spectre's arrived, and he starts battling Ghost, so it's a double team on Ghost and Ghost, Spectre, and Go. One problem. I'm pretty sure Spectre / Makoto was still evil at this point. Well, not evil, it's just, he's a dickhead. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure he was still, like, he knows that, because we don't see Kamen in this at all, so he's not, like, we're all good. So, it's like, it's really, he shouldn't be with them at all. Freaking, so, I'm sorry, this film could have, I'm just gonna call it an episode this could have been so much better, and I had such high expectations for this, but, I mean, it's tokusatsu, but it could have been better. So, Drive transformers to Dead Heat, which I'm confused. Why isn't he just like mock Dead Heat since it's not a Drive driver? I mean, you could just say it's the DNA and shit, but that's not. I'm first. I mean, okay, that's probably why. I mean, I was excited to see just regular Dead Heat again. So, I mean, that's something. So everyone just starts fighting, and the next part was really funny. So at some point, it's like they all like hit each other, and then they all just start grabbing a pole because that's where it's like I think like Takaru. So it's like Takaru, like Drive, Go, and Spectre, and then they just say, I think it's like it's either the Gamma or like Akari. I think Akari shoots the gun or something like that, and it says the Gamma's still here, or the Gamma commander's still here, and they all just slowly just start looking around and Takaru's just like, oh, he's still. I forgot about him. I thought that part was pretty funny. This has its moments. Let's just say that. So they fight the Gamma. So at this point, they're actually starting to say it's actually strong. So when the Gamma says, "I can't fight," or if I don't like fighting, he holds up that shield thing, and then he escapes. I think I don't remember. So at this, so all the writers and everyone else go down to the basement where the monolith is, and they just start discussing things. So, and then, because they don't know what anything's about, then a wormhole appears. Akari says, "It's breaking the space-time continuum." That's not an exact line, I'm paraphrasing, if I'm using that word correctly. So it sucks, Takadu and Tamari in, and it's 10 years in the past, 2005. So they land in the temple front garden. I mean, if there's any people watching it, if this is somehow disrespectful, I'm sorry. If I'm not using the right terminology and stuff, because it's Japan, and from what I know, they're like big on like respect and stuff. So I'm sorry if that disrespects anyone, if at all, somehow. Just so they Takaru and Tamari land in the garden. Tamari says someone's watching us, so he goes into the bush and finds Beltsan. But it's not Beltsan. To that, I'm pretty sure it's before Type Speed Beltsan. It's the past version brought to this past. Okay? So, then Takeru dads appear. It's because this is before he dies. And then they say, or Takeru's father from the past is like, "Who are you?" Tamari took things from Quick Save. We want to be ghost hunters. Please teach us. So they go. So Takeru's father takes them to the temple and makes them start meditating, and they just immediately go past their limit. Like of just sitting there. I'm assuming it's a patient limit because I couldn't do that. Like if I just I can't do that for like 15. I can't do that at least for like 5 seconds. So yeah. Wow, I'm not even halfway this movie. So I'm gonna skim over this a little bit just in case you actually want to check it out. Cause I'm pretty sure this is spoiler freaking word. If you haven't already tell about tokusatsu, so who cares as well. So blah blah blah, young Takeru from 2005 and young Akari from 2005 sneak out or not sneak out and go to a museum into a closed museum where the apparently either the Gamna commander from 5 years ago or from 10 years ago, because we don't really know how long the Gamna have been trying to invade Earth, or it's since he can turn invisible, he was sucked into the wormhole with them. So he takes a car because she likes Leonardo da Vinci, and then Takeru's father fights him, and he says, and then he almost dies, and then Drive transforms into Zero Drive. Basically, it's Proto-Drive, it's in between Proto-Drive and in between Type Speed, which honestly, I kind of like this design a lot better than Type Speed. It just looks cool. So the guy I use is Raphael. If they spell weird, so I don't know if it's like, let's go. So I don't know if it's like, that's how originally I saw it, because the only Raphael know is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then he uses the Michelangelo. I have to say something. All, like, Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael appear, except for Donatello. I was waiting for Donatello to appear the entire time, and that kind of disappointed me at the same time. I know, since Ghost is slightly based off of history and stuff, I don't know, like, the complete history between Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael, and Donatello. All I know is they're all painters, because that's why Splinter named the turtles that, so that's really all. So, Drive and Ghost transform and defeat the Gamna in Michelangelo and Raphael form. I feel like I'm being really quiet right now, but it's 3 in the fucking morning, so what do you expect? So, jeez, I'm bored. Like, okay, I'm just gonna skip a huge chunk, because this is all filler. Basically, they somehow communicate, they somehow steal the ghost icons and put them in the time capsule for 10 years later, stuff like that. Let's just skip to the big stuff. Okay, Chase appears, and Roy mutes, Heart Medic and Brian, and their Mega Evolution, or Ultimate, there we go. For some reason, when I was watching the movie, I couldn't think of the names at all, but yeah. Of the Ultimate Evolution, because they're all golds, and we know that's the Ultimate Evolution. For some reason, every time I say that, I keep thinking of Pokemon. I've been playing every time I go outside. I've been trying to do Pokemon Go. And where's my phone? Oh, I'm using it to record. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not close. Where was I? Oh. Yeah, they fight for a bit. Mock Chaser and what's it called? Spectre fight Medic, Brain Heart, and Mega Evolution to get their ass kicked on the Leonardo da Vinci shows up. Ooh, the reason that actually you need to watch it for yourself. I'm making this video too long already. So, Takuru's father's a god, or he's God. That's it. He opened the wormhole for Tamari and Takuru to come to him, and then to somehow help. I mean, I guess is what the Da Vinci got icon or Gamma Commander. So, and then he says your role is completed. I found out your my Taku from 10 years earlier. So go back. And okay. When in the past they missed so many opportunities. Like, I feel like they should at least made some references to Hibiki, because as soon as I saw 2005, I was like, wait, who's? And when it said Taku and Drive originally beat the first Michelangelo and Raphael, Taku's father says, "Oh, you're Kamen Riders." So I'm assuming, because for some reason I kept thinking it was in 2000, 2001 that Taku's father was killed, but no. It was 2005. So I quickly searched up, it was Hibiki. I wish there was a Hibiki reference. But, well, you could say, since Hibiki's not like a technology writer, he's more of a, not spiritual. I mean, I haven't watched Hibiki, so I really don't know. So yeah, he's that kind of writer. Because 2005. So if you're wondering, like, wait, how does he know the Kamen Riders? Kamen Riders, either way, they're gonna be here. I mean, like, because it's 2005, there was Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, Faiz, Blade, Hibiki. 6? I mean, it's Kabu. Kuga, Ryuki, Faiz, Blade. I guess Blade. Either way, it's still Kamen Rider. So, yeah. It's more obvious that Hibiki, because, like, all this, the themes fit a little better than Blade, from what I know of the Kaden. Very nice. So, I'm gonna get a little closer, because I think you like that. So Take's father opens the wormhole. I'm assuming he got the only reason he gets the power to do that is because of the icons, like not the actual icons, but the legendary icons like Musashi, Newton, Green Arrow, people like that. Don't ask why I call him Green Arrow. It's a little fantasy of mine. I might like write down one day. Don't ask. That's my family Kamen Rider Siege. If I ever become successful at anything, I'm gonna plan to do something with that. If I ever remember, so that's my multiverse. So it's basically he goes back. Beltson didn't come with him in the future, which they missed an opportunity. Beltson, they could have done so many cool things with the old Beltson. I'm saying, or because every time Tomani transformed into Zero Drive, it's like, geez, why are you handling me this way? It's like, you handle it too rough, and that's what she said. Because I feel like someone is taking that joke, and I don't like when people take my jokes. So they could just done cool stuff like that. Who knows? Basically, why? No, I'm still gonna wait for that. I'm sorry. This is my way of like trying to think of stuff. This movie's only like an hour and a half, maybe an hour or 10 minutes. How am I like? It wasn't even like 20 minutes ago I watched the movie. Basically, Beltson, I guess since the old Beltson remembers somehow, I really don't know how, because it's time distortion. His memory should be. This is basically Flashpoint. Like it's basically softcore porn. If okay, let's say if this would be okay. Flashpoint is like a hardcore porn. this movie is like a softcore porn. That's it. That's basically my analogy for this. It's like because it tries to be like cool. It's basically Batman v Superman. Don't ask why I'm doing that. It's a little comfortable like this for some. Yeah, I'm fat. That's right. So they fight. Akari and Rina make a time machine, I guess. But at this point, Takeru's father sends them back. So at this point, the Da Vinci icon has been made. They fight that. Somehow, it's basically just fighting at this point. Everyone fights, which I thought was kind of cool. Akari fights with Rina. Kiriko fights the captain, and Onari fights together, which I thought was kind of funny. Onari is somehow a badass. So yeah. After all the fighting, look, Ghost gets Toko and Boost in the movie, which you would think, oh, that's really cool. So the reason that they did the thing in the episode was basically just another way to not intervene, but like interconnect the stories. Because if you haven't seen the movie, no, you don't have to watch this movie. You really don't. Like, it doesn't add anything. It doesn't give any history to the characters. It doesn't. It's not even they didn't even need to make this movie. Maybe they could have gave Ghost and Spectre the Michelangelo and Raphael icons, and then gave those movie forms. At least give them something, and then do whatever is wrong with this movie, make it good. So it basically feels like everything, but it's somewhat enjoyable. I keep saying that. So they fight. Dragon Ghost type Tridron, and Ghost goes Token Boost. They kill Da Vinci. Plot done. So after that, what else is after that? Oh yeah. Crap, no, I don't want to mention that. That's why I'm trying to make it spoiler free a little bit. So, it's basically Beltron is like, see ya, bitch. And, the Token Boost icon is like, see ya, bitch. Because you really don't need to watch the movie. It's for people who